Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So today we'll discuss about pagination and sorting using Spring Data JPA. So I have created a sample project and have done the basic setup to do our exercise. So we'll go through all the possible queries that we can write for sorting and pagination. So before that, we'll go through the project. We'll see what are the basic setup I have done so far. Okay. So first I will open the pom.xml file. So in pom.xml file, I have added these dependencies. So this is a Spring Boot project. So related dependency I have added Spring Boot Starter. And since we are using Spring Data JPA, I have added Spring Boot Starter Data JPA dependency. And apart from this, I have added the connector as well. Since I'm using MySQL as the database, that is the reason I have used MySQL connector. So these are the three basic dependencies I have added. Now next, move to the application.properties file. In application.properties file, so I have added database related configuration, that is the URL, username and password, and these are some logging level configuration that I have added. Again, it is commented, so no issue. Apart from this, I have here the entity, the user entity. So the user entity has uh, primary key as ID, which is of type long, and three properties are there: name, email, and date of birth. So this is all about the entity. I have only one entity here, the user entity. With this entity, we'll do our exercise. And we have user repository for the user entity. So with this, we will try to communicate with the database and we'll write method query here. Whatever the method query we need, we'll write it here. Okay. So apart from this, I have this application.java file. Basically, we have here the main method from where this Spring Boot application starts off, and the logic whatever we'll write for testing or validation, that will write inside the command line method. So inside this method, so that whenever the Spring Boot starts off, it automatically gets executed. Okay. So this is the fundamental, the basic setup I have done so far. Okay. Now we'll go through the queries which I am going to use in this project. So let's go one by one. So yeah. So I have already have created 10 user in the database. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Okay. Up to 10. I have created 10 users. And out of these 10 users, I have two such users who has duplicate name. That is the name itself is duplicate user. Okay. Just to identify. So I have put it as the name itself is duplicate user. Okay. So these are the 10 users I already have created in the database. Now we'll go through the first query. So user repository dot find out, and since we are going to use the pagination here, for that reason, what I did is page request dot off current page and page size. Okay. So basically, what will happen is, so here we need to pass page number and the page size. So page number starts from 0 and it ends till the till it cover all the data. And the page size we can define it ourselves, like we can have 3, 2, 5 or 6, whatever the number we need, we can put it here, the page size. So we can write something like this: current page is 0 and page size is 3. So it indicates that it will retrieve data from the user table, and for the first time when it will retrieve three users from the database, these three users from the database, and that is for the first page. So the page it starts from 0. So if we go to next page, the remaining three users will be retrieved like this. Okay. If we go to the next page, the remaining three users will be retrieved, and for the last page, it will retrieve only one user. Since we have defined 3 per page, here we have defined the size as 3 per page, it will include 3 users. Okay. So if you want to retrieve second page, then we'll put it here 1, and it will retrieve the second page. Okay. It will retrieve the second page like this. If you want to retrieve the fourth page, so we just have to do it like this, and it will retrieve the fourth page. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll retrieve all the records page by page inside a loop. Okay. We'll run a loop. It will execute till all the pages are retrieved. Okay, so we'll write that logic. Okay, now go to the second query. So this query method find by name, as we know in JPA, I mean in Spring Data, we have this facility. We can write query method and it will get translated to a query. The corresponding query, it will translate to a corresponding query. So find by name. Okay, what is the name? Name is the duplicate user. Okay, and page request. So what we have done here is we are retrieving the first page. Okay, and filter. How it will do is it will first retrieve all the users who has name as duplicate user. Okay, after that it will apply pagination on top of it. Okay, so in our case we have only two duplicate user. Okay, so on this two duplicate user pagination will be applied. So this will become the first page because first it will retrieve who has name as duplicate user. So this two record would come and this would become the first page. Okay, and this first page, so suppose, so here we have provided 0 and 4. Okay, the 0 means it is the first page and 4 is the how many numbers of records it can contain. So in our case we have only two records which has duplicate user as name, but if we add more than 4 users, then that time it will contain only 4 users. Okay, so in our case right now it will contain only 2 users and sort by name. So after it retrieves, it will sort by name. So the sequence is something like this. First it will fetch users which has name as duplicate user. After that it will apply the pagination. After that it will sort all the result by name. Now move on to the third query. So in the third query we have find first by order by name ascending. Okay, ASC means ascending and DESC means descending order. Okay, find first. So this itself applies the limitation. Here it will limit to 1. Find first means it will limit to 1 by order name. Okay, so it will order by name in an ascending order. Okay, so the whole 10 users will be ordered by name in an ascending order. Okay, and whichever would be at the top, that will be retrieved. Okay, find first. Now go to the fourth number query. Find top by order by DOB descending order. Okay, so don't confuse with the words first and top. Both works similarly. They both work similarly. Just the term is different here. Otherwise, the way it works, it will work very same way. So I can replace find first with find top. It will get the same result to me. Okay. So we can try that as well. In our when we'll write the examples, we'll try that as well. Okay. So what it will do, it will fetch all the DOBs of the user, which is date of birth of the users, and it will sort by date of birth descending order. So whichever while descending, whichever would be at the top, that will be retrieved first. Okay. Now the next query method is find first two by name. Again, here we have set the limitation as two. So it will retrieve two records. Okay, what we have provided here, which is duplicate name is duplicate user. Okay, so those two users will be retrieved. Okay, and sort by name. If you see this query method, and if you compare with this query method, both are same. The only difference here is how we have written the query. That is the difference. Otherwise, they are very similar. Okay, here we have applied the pagination. That is one difference. Otherwise, the sorting mechanism is very same. So we have not applied the pagination in this query. Otherwise, both are same. Now we'll go to the last query method. So here what we have done is we have created this one typed sort dot typed sort, and we have passed this one the user this one. If you see here, user by get name. So if you compare all these things, right, somehow they are related to each other. Okay, so if you see find by name, again if you go here, find by name is here, and here is also find by name. The difference is how we have limited the number of records that we are going to retrieve, or how we have sorted. That is the difference. Otherwise, most of the things are very similar. So find by name, and the name of the user would be duplicate user, and user by get name. So by name, basically we are ordering it. After that, we are applying descending. So here we have written DESC. So both are same basically. So there are various ways of writing the query. So these are some of the very popular ways of writing query method. So now we'll go to the project and we'll try to implement all this query method one by one. So we'll run this pagination query inside a loop so that we will retrieve all the pages and all the records. Okay. So we'll do that first. Okay. Since the index starts from 0, which is the page starts from 0. So we'll write something like this: current page 0, and in page size we'll provide here page size equal to 3. Okay. Okay. Now this is the interface page, and here we'll retrieve the users. Okay. And this is user page. Okay. So we'll use the do while loop. For the first time it will run anyhow. User page dot as next. Okay. So this is the loop. Will initialize it. User page equal to user repository dot find all, and here we'll provide the pagination. So what page we are requesting? Page request dot off. So here we'll provide the current page. We have initialized it as 0, and the size, page size we'll provide. Okay, that's it. But since we are running inside a loop, we need to increase the page size every time. So what we'll do is, here we are checking whether we have a next page. Yes, we have a next page means we will increment the page. So it starts from 0. Next time it will increase to 1, 2, 3. Like this we'll do. We keep on doing it till it reaches the end of the page. Current page plus plus. Okay, that's it. It will do the job. So okay. So we'll print the result so that we can verify it. So before we increase the current page, we'll just print it here. We'll verify the data what we're going to retrieve. Okay, so user page. So this one just print the page number. So I have incremented to 1 so that it will show the current page is 1. If the current page is 0, then it will show as the first page. Total page it will show, and then after that we are retrieving the user details. Okay, so let's run this application. Okay, if you see here in the console, it has printed all the users. So in the first page it contains 3 users since we have provided page size as 3. Okay, so like that it has retrieved all the users page by page and printed it here. Okay, as we have seen the last page it contains only 1 user. Okay, that's fine. Now we'll move to second query. Second query method. Okay, so what was the second query method? That is find by name. Okay, we'll write that one. So we'll go to this notepad and we'll copy it. Okay, and put it here. Okay, so this find by name, this method is not created. That is the reason it is showing in this color. So we'll create it, create method. So this method will be created inside. So it will return list of users. So we'll write it as list users. Okay, string, here it is this username, page request, and page request. So this will do the job. Okay, we'll move it here and introduce a local variable. So user by name, users by name. Okay, that's it. Okay, so this one we have written. So this one what it will do is it will retrieve the users who has name as duplicate user, and it will retrieve page by page. So in our case it won't retrieve page by page because we have only 2 duplicate users. So in one page only we'll see the result. Okay. Okay, we'll just print it. So we'll just print it. Okay. So this will print the two username. Okay, two user details. So I'm just commenting out the above system.out.println. Otherwise, it will become very complex to identify. Okay. Now run this application. Hmm. So it has printed the two duplicate users. Okay. So that is the expected result. Okay. Now move on to the next query method. So what was the next query method for us? So the notepad we have, these are the two methods we have. So we'll just execute both the query method. Okay. Again, I will comment it out, the system.out.println. So these methods are not created. So let's create this method. Okay, fine. Now the next one. Okay, fine. And we'll so the what is that? Find first by order by name ascending order, and the second one is by date of birth descending order. Okay, we'll print both the result. Okay. So the system. Okay. So this will print both the result. So let's run this application. Okay. So it has printed the result for both the query. So it has printed the expected result. So duplicate user, since we are ordering by name and that is also in ascending order. So D comes first. After that U comes, right? So all the other username starts with U. Okay. While the duplicate user start with D. So that is the reason D comes first and U and all those things comes later. Okay. So that is the reason it has printed duplicate user first. And for the second query method, which is order by date of birth, which is descending order. So this will comes first. So it is ordering by descending order. So the largest, whichever is the largest one, that will comes first. So 1990, 1111 comes first. So that is the reason it come. The only one result it has printed, which is 1990, 1111. Okay, and that is expected. Now we'll move on to the next query. Okay, so what is the next query? We'll go to this notepad. So the next query is this one is the next query. Okay, we'll just copy it and put it in IntelliJ. Okay, Control B, and we'll comment it out. So we'll just verify the latest query result. Okay, again we need to create this one. Return create method. Okay, string name will provide sort. Okay, okay, fine. So what we are doing here, again we are finding by name. We have to find by name. Again on top of that we have applied limitation that find first two. Okay, so find the user who has name as duplicate user. Again we need the first two. Okay, so we'll anyhow we in our database we have only two users, so it will retrieve only two. So let's print the result. So this will print the result. So let's run this one. So we'll see whether it is fetching the correct result or not. Excellent. It has fetched those two users who has name as duplicate user. Okay, fine. Now we'll move on to the next query. So what is the next query? We have this one as the next query. So this is also this was very similar to the above one. Little bit of difference. We'll copy it and put it here. Okay, fine. So I will comment it out, the system.out of the printer, and I'm commenting it out. Mhm. Okay, so here again it is showing error. We need to create a method for the same. Okay, so we'll use this one. Create a method, user repository, list of users, string. We'll provide the name. Okay, sort, and here it is sort. Fine. Okay, now the error has gone. So what it does, again it will find the users who has name as duplicate user by their name. Okay, which is here it is indicated order by name in a descending order. Okay, so we'll print the result here. Okay, so this will print the result, and we'll just run the application. We'll see whether it is fetching the expected result. Okay, so it has again fetched the result. Okay, now we'll go. So I think we are done with the queries. So all the methods queries we have listed in this notepad. We have covered all those things. So this is all about the pagination and sorting using Spring Data JPA. So I will push this code to repository, and if you're interested, you can use this one for your practice. Thank you.